Hello everyone, and this is the extension task video for our first lesson, An Introduction to Python. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how we can further manipulate the print function in Python. So to get started, we're going to go back to Create with Code and take a look at our print function that we've got here. So this print here says, "Hello everyone, how are you today? Are you enjoying the lesson? Are you finding it too hard or too easy?" So if I run this, we can see that this whole line just keeps going. There's no gaps or new lines. It just keeps going until it reaches a new line, which could be difficult to read for some people, and it contains multiple questions. So it might be good if we could separate those questions onto new lines. So some of you might be thinking, well, why can't you just do this and press enter? Well, you can see now that while before all of this text was the sort of brownish reddish colour to indicate that it's text, it's no longer text. So if we try to run this, we will get an error because Python no longer considers what is on this line to be text. So instead we have to use what we call a multi-line comment. Now these are really easy to do. Again, we just start with print and then we need an open bracket. So we open our bracket using Shift and 9, and now normally we would use one speech mark here and one speech mark here, one to open the text and one to close it. Instead, we're going to use 3 speech marks at the start. This is to indicate to Python this is going to be a multi-line comment. So now I can start typing like normally, and you can see that it's showing up in that brownish reddish colour. And if I press enter now and start typing my first question, "How are you today?" you can see that it's also that brownish reddish colour. Whereas before, if we tried to press enter here and do the text, it doesn't work and it's black. So now we can continue writing our line of code. Are you enjoying the lesson? And then I'll just copy and paste this from here to save time. And now to end the comment, or the print function, we just need to do 3 exclamation marks. Not 3 exclamation marks, 3 speech marks, sorry. So you can see here that we've opened this line of code with 3 speech marks, and we need to now end this line of code with 3 speech marks. Just like we do in a normal print function with 1 and end it with 1, we need to start with 3 and end with 3. And now we need to do a close bracket as well, which is Shift and 0. So now if we run this line of code, we'll see that it says "Hello everyone," and then on a new line it will ask each of these questions. So let's take a look at how that looks. So we can see here, this is our first line of code, and then our second line of code, which starts on line 3, starts here. So it says "Hello everyone," and then it puts each of these questions onto a new line. So again, you can manipulate this in any way you want. If you wanted to say "hello" and then have everyone on a new line, you could do that. Make sure you have 3 speech marks. And we can see here that it says "Hello everyone." So that's the first way you can further manipulate a print function to sort of stylize the text in any way you want. The second way is we could further manipulate this line of code. So there are 2 methods to get new lines. So we could either use this print "Hello everyone" with the multi-line comment that gets us a new line, or we could use a really easy key in this line of code without using the multi-line. So what we could use is a / and then an N. Now this looks a little bit weird, and it looks a little bit weird in your line of code because the computer also considers it text, but what this is doing is it's slightly formatting our print. So if I was to run this line of code, we can see here that it says "Hello everyone," and then you see where we have that comma there, we have the / N, you can see that it's put it on a new line. That is what / N does. So if we were to add a few more of these, so one in front of our question and then another one in front of our next question, And then I'll just delete that so it's easier to see. We can see here that it says, hello everyone, how are you today? Are you enjoying the lesson and are you finding it hard and easy? With each statement on a new line. This is because we've used the /n. All this does is it makes the text in front of it. So if I was to just have the one /n, so our single /n here, it would make everything in front of that onto a new line, like you can see here. So again, that's just a really easy tool to further manipulate your print statement and create new lines. So, the last two things I want to show you is how you can easily capitalize and lowercase all of your text with one simple instruction. So if you wanted to create a statement where you were shouting at someone, what you could do is, if I delete this last bracket, is a really simple statement that just says dot uppercase. And then because this is what we call a predefined function, so remember from the first video that we watched, a predefined function is just a block of code that the computer already understands that is referenced or called using one word. So now I need to put two brackets to end that function, so the computer knows that it's a function that we're calling. But then we also need to end our print line of code. So we'll need another bracket. So let me just break this down a little bit for you. So we can see here that at the start of our print function, we have an opening bracket. We then go along our line of code until we reach the end of our text. And then we're using another function called dot uppercase. Now, dot uppercase needs its own pair of brackets. So we can see here that the brackets associated with dot uppercase are there. And then we need a final bracket to close our opening one here. So in the end, we have an even pair of brackets. Now, a good thing to look out for is when you're doing programming, often will be the case, it even happens to me, is that when you're programming, you might be missing a bracket. Now, a good tip is to count your brackets. So if I have one opening bracket, and now I have two opening brackets, and now I need to make sure I have two closing brackets, so it's an even number. So typically, when you're using brackets, you'll always end up with an even number. If you have an odd number of brackets, it means you're missing one somewhere, and you'll need to find where to place it. You need to find whether it's a closing bracket or an opening bracket that you're missing. So it's really easy just to count them and figure out which one you're missing. So, if I now click run, it's not working. Why is that not working? Oh, my mistake. You don't need the case, you just need dot upper. See, even programmers get it wrong sometimes. So, you can see here now that it says, hello everyone, and how are you today? So, the line of code that we expected, the text that we expected, but now it says everything in uppercase. So, without you having to go back and write everything in uppercase, it just does it for you. We could do the same with dot lowercase. So if I was to edit this line of code and put it all in capitals, I can then say dot lower. It'll place everything in lowercase. So you can see here where we had hello everyone in caps, we now have hello everyone in lowercase. So again, you can use these to start manipulating your print functions. So what I want you to do now is, using the print function, if I can find my presentation, there's some extension tasks I want you to do. So the first thing I want you to do in Create with Code is create a multi-line print statement that details your favourite song, the artist that performs it, and your favourite line from the song. The second thing I want you to do is, using /n, I want you to create a short shopping list for your favourite meal. So think about the ingredients you'll need for your favourite meal, and then create like an itemised list. And then using the dot uppercase on your multi-line statement and use dot lowercase on your shopping list. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So if I go back to Create with Code, and then some examples that I made earlier. This is my multiline comment. Using this multiline comment, I want you to detail your favourite song, your favourite artist, and your favourite lyrics from that song. The second way is using print hello. I want you to create a shopping list. So if I click run, you can see here how it's almost like a bullet pointed hello, how is everyone, how are you enjoying the lesson. You can use this to create a short shopping list. And then using dot upper and dot lower, I want you to use dot upper on your multiline statement and use dot lower on your shopping list. And then I will want you to save that code, and at the end of the lesson, those of you that have done that will want you to upload that to Teams. So you can use this point that I'm on in the video now to pause, so you can memorize the extension tasks, or you can pause the video on the code so you've got a little bit of help as you're programming the tasks. So this has been a short sort of extension on how you manipulate print statements further. Next lesson we'll be looking at what we call variables. So this is Mr. Peak signing off.